The annual Hugh Masekela Heritage Festival returns once again with its online version, which will feature a stellar lineup of musicians, poets and dancers. Established back in 2015, the festival reflects on Bra Hugh's lasting commitment to preserve and promote African heritage, tradition and identity. This year marks the sixth installment of the festival and it will once more, through an online platform, seek to promote diversity across cultures. With the festival being broadcast online, Bra Hugh's vision is amplified to a much bigger audience, not only in South Africa but beyond its borders. To tell us more, we're joined by Hugh Masekela's son and co-organiser Mabusha Masekela. A very good morning to you, Mr. Masekela. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, man. Now, this year's festival will be enjoyed virtually. How do you intend in ensuring that people still get the best of the festival?
Well, thanks to our friend the Vid, you know that we've been confined for quite a while, and so a lot of things have gone online, and we thought it best to, adjust and adapt to what the environment is instead of trying to work on what it used to be. And so in this instance, what we've done is we've brought together, as you say, a stellar lineup, but we've also packaged it, I think, in a very contemporary but inviting way. And it looks beautiful.
Okay, and speaking of this stellar lineup, how did you go about selecting the artists that will be performing, and who are they?
Well, the festival has always been a reflection of Bra Hugh's commitment to identity, South African identity and heritage. But also he was quite committed to, one, encouraging the youth and collaborating with the youth. And the festival has always reflected that commitment, or those commitments. So this year we're going to have Gloria Bosman, Tresor, Salema Wrights, Zoe Modiga, and the Vianney Dance Theatre, amongst others.
How does this festival continue to carry Bra Hugh Masekela's message of preserving the arts and culture in the country?
Well, our idea is always to look for what is reflective of what's going on in South Africa now. And to always remember where we come from in this kind of technological space that we live in these days, that we are rooted in something, and it's important to remember what those roots are.
How do you think this festival has grown since inception? I mean, have people responded positively to it?
Well, we started this festival at the Cricket Oval in Soweto, where we ran successfully for quite a while. And then we were fortunate last year to be at the Soweto Theatre precinct. And we were fortunate to be opening the amphitheater, which hadn't been open since the 70s. So, and we also had the annual lecture. So the festival has always adopted itself, and it has grown in terms of, I think, its audience, but also in the terms of what it can present to people.
Okay. In as much as this year's festival will be different, obviously, because of this COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown restrictions that come with it. So in later years, like in the future, how do you plan on, growing this festival in ensuring that the message of the preservation of culture, of one's cultural identity as espoused by the late Hugh Masekela himself, will be spread to a much, much bigger audience?
Well, since we've had to go online this year, I'm looking forward to being able to be doing the festival in an open area and live streaming at the same time, because the one advantage, or the great advantage, of being online is that you have the opportunity to reach not only the audience that's local, but a potentially global audience. And as you know, Bra Hugh was a global icon.
Yeah.
And we've got that opportunity. So, in a way, there's a silver lining in everything, and this is that silver lining.
Okay, just share with us the details of how we could purchase the tickets and the costs thereof.
Okay, well, there's no cost thereof except for whatever data you have to, watch this. You go online. You go to www.skyroomlive.com. That's going to be on Sunday, tomorrow, the 13th, at 8 in the evening. And just, click your finger. You know what to do when you're on the computer. And you'll be regaled with the pageantry that is South African culture and art.
Okay, Mr. Masekela, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, sir. That was Mabusha Masekela talking to us about the Hugh Masekela Heritage Festival, which will be taking place virtually this weekend. All right, before we wrap the show, let's take a look.